What is up, friends? Welcome back to my channel. My name is Amy, and today we are starting the first episode of our healthy series. We're gonna make my favorite recipe. It is salmon with lemon and thyme. This is my go-to. It takes 15 to 20 minutes. I do it on the go. If you're single, this is perfect. If you're in a couple, you could just get two. Super simple. But this is my favorite because it's heart healthy, it's got omega-3s, it's easy to make, and you can package it with other veggies or anything you want. So first thing we're gonna do is we are going to preheat the oven, and we're going to set it at 400 degrees Fahrenheit. Perfect. And then we're gonna go ahead and start by washing our salmon, just giving it a rinse and damping it off. Damping it off. I just kind of rinse it on both sides, just to clean off the juices, and then I'll take a paper towel. I'm gonna refill my paper towels, and then we are just going to dry it off. I'm just gonna dab it dry. So these salmon fillets I got from Trader Joe's. You can get them from any grocery store. My tip is that you're gonna wanna ask for them descaled. What's really nice about the ones from Trader Joe's is they sell them for $9.99 a pound, which is solid. And they come with the skin already off for the ones that I get, but you can also do skin on, and those will have scales, and what you'll do is you'll just take a little knife and you'll descale it yourself. So we're gonna do the same thing. We're gonna rinse this one super quick, put it on the cutting board, and just dry it off. Set these out. I should have refilled my olive oil. I'm gonna warn you guys already know I have ADHD, so I'm gonna be all over the place, but I wanna show you guys, and we're fully transparent here, so if I get messy, I get messy. But what I like to do is I like to just slice the salmon into fillets first, so they're not giant pieces when they're in the oven. Also, I learned in a cooking class the proper way to hold a knife is here. I was taught to hold it like this. So just FYI, so you don't get made fun of, hold it like this. All right, so we're just gonna cut it into fillets. And then, I'm gonna need this knife. No, I'm not. I have ADHD, y'all. All right. Now, olive oil, I just put a little bit. My friend who taught me this recipe actually uses butter. I don't really use butter, mostly for my heart and just like overall health, so I don't have an issue with olive oil. If you want it to be more rich and flavorful, you can do butter. Totally up to you. I'm an olive oil girl. Up next, we're just gonna season. Super easy. It's okay if you under season, you know, figure it out over time. It's how you want it. It's seasoned to taste for a reason. But how I like to season it is I just wanna cover the whole thing with salt. That's like a great amount of seasoning. If you want it a little less, then do it a little less. So I'll just cover the entire fillet, make sure I'm not missing any spots. And let's say you flavor it too light. You can see when there are spots that don't have salt, so you can just add a little more. Now, I'm not a professional, but this is what I learned in Sur La Table. All right, so we're gonna do that to all of the fillets. Make it look real fancy. You can do this way faster at home too. All right, and that should be good. All right, so after you salt, we're gonna wanna pepper. Same thing, as much as you want, seasoned taste, but I like to put a good amount on my salmon. My wrist is getting tired. I need to start doing a wrist workout. The basketball is not enough. All right, so get that pepper all up in there. Cool. And then, I should have sliced these up earlier, but now we're gonna slice up our lemon, and we're gonna top it off with some thyme that I've already washed. Already rinsed my lemons. You could get a new cutting board. I'm gonna slice directly on this cutting board because let's be realistic, we're not washing. Oh, another hack, if you wanna know how to pick lemons in the grocery store, all you do is scratch the lemon a little bit, give it a sniff. If it has a strong aroma, that means it's a good lemon. I learned this at the farmer's market. Don't be afraid to ask questions. Or he was just trying to get me to buy his lemons, you know, one or the other. But so I like to just slice them. Then I'll just cut them into like half wedges, like this. This might actually be enough. Let's see. So I'll just put the lemons on the surface of my salmon. Put it down. You know what? We're gonna be generous. So we're gonna open up another one, same thing. Cut off the end. Ooh, actually another hack. If you ever have scraps that you don't wanna keep going to the trash for, all you gotta do is grab a bowl or any sort of container and you can just put your scraps in there. And what a lot of people like to do is if they're cooking with like veggies or chicken or anything, they'll actually keep the scraps, they'll freeze them, and they'll make vegetable broth. I don't do that, but you can. All right, cool. So, same thing. Just gonna slice our lemon. That's gonna be more than enough, actually. Slice it down the middle. And then, wow, we can be extra generous today. I'll leave some for the end in case I want to top it off, but that is pretty much it. We'll give this one an extra one. So now you've got your salt, your pepper, your lemon, and then we're just gonna add, oh, perfect, she's ready to go. Now you're just gonna add some thyme. Now I really like thyme, mostly because I don't want to overdo it with like salt and butter, and this is a natural herb, it adds flavor. You can even grow it yourself. I once grew one here and it was just like ginormous, but my goal is to have my own thyme, rosemary, what else can you grow? Green onions, basil, etc., and mint. And so you'll just lay it on top like this, super pretty. You won't eat it once it comes out, but it adds a ton of flavor in the oven, and you can just spread it out on top. You can even put it under the lemon, doesn't matter. So just spread it out. Doesn't really matter how you do it. Actually, I think I'll put it under my lemons. Almost like Tetris. All right, and that's pretty much it. So now your salmon is done, it's prepped, it's ready for the oven. The oven's already set at 400 degrees Fahrenheit, and we're just gonna put it in there and pop it in for 15-20 minutes. So, you can use any baking sheet. If you want, you can put parchment paper on top, you can put foil on top. I just cleaned it so we're not putting anything on top. I really, really like the Our Place cooking sheet in the pan. I left it in my old apartment when I moved out, so I got a new one that's a little cheaper, but I love the Our Place one. I'm also using the Our Place knife as well as the Our Place cutting board, and their stuff is just so high quality. Love it. And then all of my ingredients are from Trader Joe. And then I'll just give a little spritz of avocado oil on the pan so it doesn't stick. And we'll go ahead and place our salmon on there and then just put it in the oven. You could also do this with other fish as well. Totally up to you. We're just gonna place that there. That's the whole point of cooking, is sharing meals. Just place them all on here. You could also, if you wanted to, put it directly on here if you already had them sliced up. I had to cut up my salmon anyways, so that's why I went inward. We're gonna make this better. Now, normally I don't like to pack it on so tight, so it gives room for them to breathe and cook, but we just got a lot of salmon today. All right, so we're gonna pop it in the oven, 15 to 20 minutes. All right, and then we're gonna close her up, set a timer. I usually set it for 15 minutes at 400, and then I check it. And once the salmon is flaky with a fork, it's good to go. You can also measure it with a thermometer if you just wanna be safe and be 100% sure that your salmon is to your liking. 2 more minutes on our oven for our baked salmon, and then our broccolini is done. So this is just an easy side dish that I like to make. You can do it in the air fryer. This is like a mini air fryer, but there's one on Amazon that I also use that I'll link in the description that I love. And then what I'll do, I'll just split this up into 2 plates. Someone asked me before why I always use chopsticks. It's just what I grew up using. It's easy. I don't hold it correctly, but it's easy. Cool, so broccoli, and then I also had some rice going, so we'll plate the rice as well. I just like to mix up my rice. If you're not Asian, this is a PSA, wash your rice 3 times at least. I don't wanna see crusty rice out there, all right, guys? And if you want it to be healthier, you can actually do brown rice. It's just gonna have more nutrients, more fiber, but I grew up eating white rice, so that is what we're doing. So we'll do 1 scoop of white rice on each one. And that's pretty much it. All right, cool. So we've got our grains, our veggies, and now we wait for our salmon. But it's counting down as we see. And what I'll actually do is I'm gonna double check temperature. Cool. So I like to just take a look, see, it's looking pretty good. And then I'll just pull it out and check the temperature. So we're gonna go ahead and pull it out. Yeesh! Look at these babies. They're looking pretty cooked well. And salmon, you can either use a fork and see if it's flaky, or you can just double check. And salmon's cook temperature is around 145. So this is 146. All right, cool, 145, 146. This one's real cooked. All right, perfect. So these are done. That is pretty much it. We're gonna go ahead and plate it. You can go ahead and just take your salmon, nice and easy, and pop her in. And the rest you can save for later. I'm hungry, so I'm gonna do another one. I gotta get my protein in, all right? Here we go. I'm just gonna double up for myself. But that is pretty much it. Salmon, broccolini, and rice. Put this right here. Super easy, 15 minutes, and you have a meal to go. You can just go ahead and remove the thyme. What I like to do with the lemon is I just press on the lemon so more of the juices come out. And then you just go ahead, and you can see it's cooked fully because it flakes. We'll just take a little piece. So good, so easy. Literally 15 minutes, it's so healthy, and you can meal prep this for the week.
All right, guys, that is it for this video. If you enjoyed, please like, subscribe, let me know what you want me to make next, and I'll catch you guys in my next video.